Analyzing data. Andre Rosedale, Aspen University, RSH 910. Research Design and Methodology, Dr. Charles Cost, January 24th, 2022. For this exercise, a quantitative descriptive study to examine the perceptions and attitudes of volunteer firefighters in the state of Connecticut regarding their duty to respond and willingness to work in the environment or with patients who have been identified as actively being infected with the COVID-19 virus will be presented. Quantitative data is measured by numbers and values, making it more rigid and defined than qualitative data. Quantitative data is close-ended and summarizing. Quantitative data asks the questions, how many or how much? The analysis of quantitative data answers those questions with conclusive information. Quantitative data is collected through tests, surveys, and market reports. Quantitative research studies involve large sample populations, concentrate on a large number of responses to collect the data studying events, levels of occurrence, and other data that describes a phenomenon. In order to uncover how people feel, act, or think in a specific way, quantitative research gathers data through online surveys, point-of-purchase surveys, and even telephone surveys. The type of data collected for this fictional study will be respondent characteristics, beliefs and attitudes towards the COVID-19 virus, responses regarding beliefs and attitudes about working with infected COVID-19 patients or in their environment, and the fourth section to inquire about participant actual experience with patients' environments or those infected with COVID-19. Research sources show anywhere from 40 to 300 participants in a sample population. Dr. Minstill states, as a general rule, sample sizes of 200 to 300 respondents provide an acceptable margin of error and fall before the point of diminishing returns. For this research study, initial invitations will be sent out and all qualified candidates will be accepted. If the response allows, the candidates will be narrowed down to 100 with an equal division by age. These age groups will contain an equal number of participants through the designation of age groups. The age groups will consist of 18 to 21, 21 to 35, 35 to 50, 50 to 64, and 65 and above. The youngest age group only covers 4 years, as these are newer volunteer firefighters who have not been seasoned by serving through other pandemics, natural disasters, or other emergencies. The selected sample population would be contacted through social media. There are numerous Facebook pages, Twitter pages, and other social media platforms that contain pages dedicated to volunteer firefighters in the state of Connecticut, as well as email lists that circulate Connecticut volunteer firefighter information and announcements. Invitations for participation will also include a request to forward the invitations, an example, snowball sampling, to other potential participants. The data collected regarding the beliefs, attitudes toward COVID-19, responses regarding the beliefs and attitudes towards coming into contact with a patient infected with COVID-19, and data inquiring about the actual participants' experiences with COVID-19 patients will be collected using the 5-point Likert scale model. The most used quantitative data analysis methods include descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics are used to describe or summarize the characteristics of a sample or data set to include the mean, median, mode, percentage, frequency, and range. Inferential statistics are used to reach conclusions about relationships between variables Inferential statistics are different from descriptive statistics as they are designed to test hypotheses. Descriptive statistical analysis is appropriate for this study to summarize the collected data from the 5-point Likert scale surveys used in this study. The inferential statistic analysis is appropriate for this study as it will provide conclusions on the relationship between participants' perception of COVID-19, working with COVID-19, and their duty to care for and willingness to work with COVID-19 patients or in COVID-19 environments. The data collected through this research project will present a clear look at the perceptions and beliefs of the participants, members of volunteer fire companies, on COVID-19, working with COVID-19 patients, and in environments that have had COVID-19 patients. The quantitative surveys for the study will produce data that will be analyzed and describe the participants' attitudes towards working while exposed to COVID-19 and their perception on their duty to act.